Welcome to LUME AUTO, the desert. Endless waves of gold rolling under a sun that never sleeps. For centuries, it's been the ultimate test of endurance, power, and spirit. And now, it's about to meet its match. Rising from the horizon like a mirage forged in fire comes the 2028 Lamborghini DuneXplorer. A machine not born in a factory, but sculpted from obsession. A supercar engineered not for the streets of Monaco or the tracks of Monza, but for the shifting dunes of the Sahara. This isn't just a car. It's a declaration that no terrain is untouchable when fury and elegance merge under the raging sun. The DuneXplorer begins its story in Sant'Agata Bolognese, where Lamborghini's engineers set out to answer an impossible question. What if a Lamborghini could fly across the desert? The result was a body designed to float, not fight, the sand. An aluminum-carbon monocoque reinforced with desert-tuned aerodynamics. Its form is unlike anything ever seen. A long, muscular stance elevated by hydraulic suspension, with adaptive aerofins that shift like wings when the dunes demand flight. Each curve of its design tells a story of balance, the aggression of a supercar mixed with the resilience of an off-road titan. The front fascia draws inspiration from the Aventador, yet it's sculpted higher, flanked by twin airflow channels that inhale sand and exhale dominance. The signature Y-shaped headlamps cut through the desert haze, their laser intensity turning night into liquid daylight. Beneath, a reinforced titanium skid plate guards the soul of the beast from the ruthless claws of terrain. Step closer and you feel it, the aura of untamed perfection. Its body shimmers with Lamborghini's new desert mirror finish, a reflective paint infused with microscopic quartz designed to deflect heat and mirror the golden dunes. When sunlight hits it, the DuneXplorer becomes a living flame, shifting between hues of amber and copper as it glides through the sand like a phoenix born from steel. Then there's the heartbeat, a twin hybrid V12 engine, custom-built to breathe both air and dust. The roar isn't mechanical, it's primal, resonating across the dunes like thunder chasing the wind. 1,200 horsepower underfoot, distributed through a quad-motor all-wheel system with torque vectoring that reads the desert like braille. The moment it moves, you realize, this isn't a car meant to drive. It's meant to dominate. Inside, the DuneXplorer becomes another world entirely. Open the scissor doors, and a rush of cool, purified air greets you. The cabin isn't made for travel, it's made for transformation. The seats are wrapped in camel hair-infused Alcantara, soft, breathable, and resistant to heat, while the dashboard gleams with brushed gold fiber inserts. Every control, from the suspension toggles to the driving mode dial, has been crafted with tactile precision. There's even a horizon mode, a special setting where the vehicle softens its suspension, lowers cabin glare, and synchronizes ambient lighting to the color of the sunset outside. It's not just luxury, it's harmony. The idea that even in the most hostile environment on Earth, Lamborghini could make you feel at peace. The technology inside the DuneXplorer borders on science fiction. The heads-up display projects real-time dune mapping, predicting terrain shifts and airflow density. The vehicle uses onboard drones, yes, drones, to scout the terrain ahead, feeding live data back into its AI terrain system. The driver doesn't guess where to go. The DuneXplorer sees for you, adapts for you, and drives with you as one. As the first prototype roared to life in the Arabian desert, silence fell among those who witnessed it. The sun hovered low over the horizon, painting the sand in hues of bronze and blood orange. And then a streak of chrome light burst across the dunes. It didn't struggle, it soared. Sand erupted beneath its wheels like fireworks. The DuneXplorer climbed slopes meant for no man-made machine, descended cliffs with the grace of a falcon, and carved its name into the dunes, a signature of power, precision, and poetry in motion. But this is only the beginning. The DuneXplorer's journey would soon take it from the Arabian sands to the salt flats of Bolivia, from the deserts of Namibia to the red dunes of Australia. Every location tested not just its performance, but its philosophy. Because for Lamborghini, this car isn't about conquering nature, it's about harmonizing with it. Every grain of sand under its tires becomes part of the design, every horizon an extension of its purpose. There's a moment, deep in the desert night, where the DuneXplorer stops. Its engine cools, its LED vanes pulse softly, and the stars above mirror its shimmering body. The driver steps out, stands beside it, and for a heartbeat, man and machine become part of something timeless. A reminder that the spirit of exploration still burns brightest in the silence of the unknown. Part 2 will take us deeper into the engineering, legacy, and the vision behind how the DuneXplorer became not just a vehicle, but a movement that redefined what Lamborghini stands for. Stay tuned. The dawn breaks over the vast expanse of golden dunes, and the Lamborghini DuneXplorer awakens like a living creature. The desert breathes, the air quivers, and the sunlight dances across the metallic surface of this mechanical marvel. The DuneXplorer doesn't merely exist here, it belongs. Every component, every detail, every sound is an ode to balance, the perfect harmony of engineering and nature. In Sant'Agata Bolognese, where the DuneXplorer was born, engineers describe it not as a supercar, but as a symphony of motion. The engine bay, for instance, was reimagined for both power and endurance. Its twin hybrid V12 isn't just an evolution, it's a revolution. Instead of relying solely on combustion or electricity, the DuneXplorer fuses both into a seamless rhythm. Its core motor drives the rear wheels with ferocity, while electric torque hubs at the front scan traction in milliseconds. Each spin of the tire isn't reaction, it's prediction. Even the tires themselves tell a story. Developed in collaboration with Pirelli's Desert Performance division, they're a masterpiece of compound design. Multi-layer silica cores adapt pressure based on temperature, while the surface pattern adjusts shape in real time through micro-actuators embedded beneath the tread. As the DuneXplorer glides over the dunes, its wheels morph, flattening for grip, sharpening for speed, widening for descent. It's not driving over the desert. It's dancing with it. The suspension, too, feels alive. Lamborghini's engineers call it sandscape dynamics, a system capable of reading dune topology and adjusting ride height up to 14 inches in half a second. The hydraulic struts expand or contract, ensuring that the vehicle remains in perfect poise, no matter how chaotic the terrain becomes. Even when launched off a dune's crest, its gyroscopic stabilization recalibrates mid-air, allowing for an almost cinematic landing, graceful, composed, unapologetically Lamborghini. Step inside during a desert storm, and the cabin becomes a sanctuary. Noise-canceling glass shields passengers from the raging winds outside, while an active climate bubble maintains temperature equilibrium, regardless of the furnace beyond the windows. A panoramic ceiling projects a live feed of the sky, allowing passengers to see the stars even when sand clouds block the view. The sense of serenity is surreal, like floating through another world while wrapped in the warmth of pure craftsmanship. The interior design continues Lamborghini's devotion to detail. Every stitch, every seam has meaning. The steering wheel is crafted from recycled aerospace titanium, its texture subtly warm to the touch, mimicking the softness of sand at dusk. Behind it, a digital command cluster displays data like a fighter jet HUD. Altitude, traction maps, dune elevation, and air density, all rendered in golden holographic layers. You don't read the dashboard, you experience it. When the DuneXplorer transitions into overdrive mode, it becomes something extraordinary. Panels along the body flare outward, increasing downforce while directing airflow beneath the chassis. The result? Stability so refined it feels supernatural. The rear turbines, functional air channels inspired by jet propulsion, release concentrated exhaust streams that boost acceleration in the upper gears. Watching it launch across the horizon is like witnessing a spacecraft breach gravity. But Lamborghini didn't just design the DuneXplorer for performance. They designed it to tell a story of evolution. In the past, Lamborghini stood as the pinnacle of asphalt dominance, a symbol of control and precision. The DuneXplorer, however, embraces chaos. It thrives where rules collapse, where nature is the only master. Its aesthetic echoes the contradictions of existence. Sleek yet rugged, powerful yet graceful, mechanical yet alive. One of the most fascinating aspects of the DuneXplorer is its ability to breathe. Hidden vents across its body open and close in rhythm with engine heat and ambient temperature. When idling under the desert sun, the vents pulse like the gills of a creature, dispersing warmth and drawing in cooler air from beneath. At night, when temperatures drop, the car emits subtle vapor trails from its side ports, like an animal exhaling in the cold. The illusion of life isn't accidental. It's deliberate. Lamborghini wanted this machine to feel sentient, to evoke emotion as much as awe. Its headlights, Lamborghini's new solar vane design, aren't merely lights. They're expressions. Using electroluminescent fiber networks, the lamps can change tone and pattern depending on drive mode. In Explorer mode, they pulse softly, resembling a heartbeat. In Rage mode, they flare into sharp streaks of crimson white, cutting through the night like lightning frozen in motion. To watch the DuneXplorer approach from afar is to witness a myth come to life, a creature of legend draped in light and metal. And then there's the soundtrack. Lamborghini collaborated with sound engineers from Italy's opera houses to sculpt its audio experience. The exhaust note has been tuned to echo like a symphony through the desert valleys. At full throttle, it doesn't roar, it sings. The deep bass resonates like thunder rolling over dunes, while the upper harmonics shimmer like wind over glass. Inside the cabin, hidden resonators channel this music of motion, turning every acceleration into an emotional crescendo. It's a performance only Lamborghini could compose. Midway through its development, the DuneXplorer underwent a grueling 10,000-kilometer endurance run across the world's harshest terrains. From the Rub al Khali's endless dunes to Nevada's cracked salt plains, it faced temperatures that melted steel and storms that blinded satellites. Yet it never faltered. Engineers described moments where the car seemed to move with intuition, as though it knew the land better than its drivers. They called it the whisper of the dunes, a phenomenon where the car's sensors and AI fused perfectly with environmental feedback, guiding it through patterns invisible to the human eye. As Lamborghini's CEO stood before the finished production prototype, he said something that would define this project forever. The DuneXplorer isn't just a machine, it's a philosophy. We wanted to prove that beauty can thrive where life seems impossible. And thrive it did. The DuneXplorer became more than a concept, it became an icon of ambition. When unveiled at the Dubai International Auto Show, its arrival was marked not by fanfare, but by silence. The lights dimmed, a soft hum filled the arena, and from behind a curtain of artificial sand mist, the DuneXplorer emerged in slow motion. The crowd gasped. Not because of its speed, but because of its aura. It wasn't loud or boastful. It was serene, confident, inevitable. The desert had a new ruler. Subscribe for more luxury cars. Night descends upon the desert once more, but this time it feels different. The dunes no longer whisper of mystery. They hum with anticipation. The Lamborghini DuneXplorer rests at the edge of the horizon, its glowing veins illuminating the sand beneath like veins of molten gold. Tomorrow it will face its greatest test, a full-speed traverse across the empty quarter, 1,000 kilometers of pure wilderness, where no man-made road exists and no mercy is given. But tonight it waits in silence, every panel reflecting starlight like armor ready for war. The engineers gather around the car, their faces half lit by the DuneXplorer's soft bioluminescent glow. They run diagnostics one last time, scanning the hybrid V12 for heat signatures, listening to the hum of the turbine vents, the pulse of the AI systems that have evolved with every kilometer. This machine has learned the desert. It knows the dunes as though they are part of its memory, an intelligence born not from code, but from experience. At sunrise, the test begins. The first roar shatters the dawn calm like thunder. The DuneXplorer surges forward, sand exploding beneath its wheels as the horizon bends with its velocity. Each gust of wind becomes an adversary, each ridge a challenge, and yet it moves as if it were born here. Its adaptive aerofins adjust constantly, cutting the air with mathematical precision. The sun flares above, glinting off the desert mirror paint, making the DuneXplorer appear like liquid light in motion, a mirage that refuses to fade. As it accelerates past 300 kilometers per hour on sand, sensors predict dune angles and micro-adjust torque delivery across its quad-motor array. Inside the cabin, the driver feels weightless. The sound of the V12 hybrid reverberates like an orchestra of thunder, deep, rhythmic, transcendent. The AI whispers data through the HUD. Tire temperature optimal, suspension at balance, air density ideal. It's a conversation between man and machine, fluent and instinctive. There's no hesitation, no struggle, only motion, perfect and pure. When it crests a towering dune, time seems to pause. The DuneXplorer lifts off the sand like a desert bird, suspended in golden silence. Its body glows against the sky as though the sun itself were sculpted into form. For a heartbeat, gravity holds its breath. Then, impact. The wheels kiss the sand again, and a cloud of dust blooms behind it, stretching for miles. The car keeps going, unbroken, unshaken, unstoppable. It's not just defying physics. It's redefining what movement can mean. Hours later, when the run concludes, the DuneXplorer rolls to a stop at the far edge of the dunes. Its surface gleams under the late afternoon sun, now streaked with fine grains of sand like war paint. The silence that follows is almost reverent. The engineers approach wide-eyed as data floods the monitors. The results are staggering. 0 mechanical failure, minimal heat deviation, perfect aerodynamic stability. Lamborghini has done the unthinkable. They've created a supercar that thrives in the world's harshest wilderness, but beyond the numbers lies something deeper. As the driver steps out, he gazes at the endless desert and realizes what the DuneXplorer truly represents. It isn't just speed or technology, it's freedom. The kind of freedom that can't be contained by pavement or convention. Lamborghini hasn't built an off-roader. They've built a declaration. The DuneXplorer is proof that art and performance can coexist even where life barely survives. Later, under the descending twilight, the DuneXplorer stands alone again. Its soft lights shimmer against the cooling dunes, its reflection rippling like water across the sand. The air grows quiet, and for a moment it feels as though the entire desert is watching. Somewhere between the lines of nature and invention, a new legacy has been written, a legacy of courage, rebellion, and beauty beyond boundaries. In the months that follow, Lamborghini will reveal the DuneXplorer to the world. At its official unveiling, a massive digital screen shows the journey through the dunes, the leaps, the storms, the serenity of solitude. When the real car rolls onto the stage, the lights dim, and its engine comes alive in a low, resonant growl that silences the room. Reporters, collectors, and dreamers all stare in awe, their faces illuminated by that ethereal metallic glow. For a few seconds, nobody moves. Then the applause begins, slow, powerful, unstoppable. The world understands that something extraordinary has just arrived. The DuneXplorer becomes a cultural phenomenon. Social media floods with clips of its test runs. Filmmakers beg to feature it. Collectors fight to reserve one of the 12 units Lamborghini will ever produce. But beyond the fame and fortune, it becomes a symbol. A modern chariot for explorers of tomorrow, a testament that luxury need not be fragile, and that adventure can be beautiful. And yet, even amid all the noise, Lamborghini keeps the soul of the DuneXplorer pure. Each unit is hand-built by artisans, each detail polished under the same Tuscan light that once inspired the first sketches. The emblem on its hood gleams like a crown, engraved with a simple phrase, "In terra ignota lux inveniatur." In unknown lands, find light. That light is what defines the DuneXplorer. It's the light of innovation, the glow of purpose, the shimmer of courage that drives humanity forward. It doesn't roar for attention. It whispers of possibilities yet to come. And as the final model leaves the factory, bound for its owner somewhere across the world, Lamborghini's chief designer looks out at the fading Italian sunset and smiles. "The desert has its king now," he murmurs, "and it wears the bull." The camera pans wide, the sun melts into the horizon, and the DuneXplorer glides across the dunes one last time, silent, golden, eternal. The screen fades to black, leaving behind only the sound of wind and the lingering echo of a V12 heartbeat disappearing into infinity. Subscribe for more luxury cars.